Hello, everybody. I am just a tad bit, I'm trying to get going here today. So, hang on just a second. I'm so glad to be here with you today. This has been such a fun event. Always Mondays in the Crafty Bunch here on Facebook have been a lot of fun because you never know what it's always crafter's choice right now, and so we never know what it is that we're going to see somebody doing, and so that makes it kind of a surprise. A lot of the other things that we have are themes, they're theme based, and so those are always a lot of fun too. But we are going to get going today, and hey Regina, hi Mary, and let's see. Oh, I've got people saying good afternoon, so that tells me you're not in my time zone. Hi, Lisa. So I just need to fix one other thing here before I get going. I hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend and are all rested and ready to go for another week and have some crafty plans. I hope that you have gotten some ideas today already. Hi, Kendra, Estella. Let's see. There's Melanie. Hey, everybody. So I have just one. Okay, hang on one second. I might not be able to see until I get. This is so crazy. Okay, well, I'm probably not going to find it. Today, I thought that it would be fun to kind of make some things that we'll try to make a couple. I'm not sure if we'll get that far, but it's always fun when you are sending something to someone to add a little something extra into a piece of mail, right? And so whether it's a card or a letter or something, and I know a lot of us don't really send that many letters anymore, right? But sometimes it's nice to send a card. It's always fun to receive them, right? So if we like receiving them, we should be sending them. And I've got a couple of things. Now these things are going to be perfect to also add into like a journal. You could put them in a journal. Not only can you pop them in a card, but they would be fun in a journal. Sometimes you can also take add-ins and put them even on a scrapbook page. So that's what we're going to do today. And the thing we're going to make today is just a little kind of a little envelope that can hold little goodies that you might want to share with somebody. So I'm Christy here at My Artful Adventures. So welcome to our crafty day today, and let's go ahead and I'm going to change it down here to my workspace. And let me see, I'm trying to see something else here. Sometimes it's hard to get things all set up. Not the ideal thing, right? Okay, so let me move you down here to the desk. And I hope I don't have too much junk in the way here. Okay, let me see here. And I'm trying to, oh, I found it. There, I just now found it. I couldn't figure out what happened to my little circle to go in, so I don't have to go missing the entire time. There we go, but I found it. Good morning, Grace. All right. Now today, oh, and this is a little bit different. Today I am streaming both onto Facebook and to YouTube. So, and I don't really expect a lot of people to be live on YouTube this morning. But who knows? As time goes on, we'll see how that goes, right? Oh, yeah, short sleeves. Yes, it is. It's much warmer down here. Although I'm not sure what the temperature is today. But the other day we had a day already creep up into the 90s. Not fun for me. So that's how that goes, right? Okay, so let's get started. Let's make the little cover we're going to use. And I've got this piece of pretty paper here that is double-sided. So I'm going to just cut this at, let me see which way I want to cut it. Okay. I'm going to cut this at 3.5 inch or 3.25 inches. And our little pockets, actually I'm going to do 3.5. That way our cover has plenty of room. So that's 3.5 inches wide, and then I need this part to be, oh, what did I do with my thing I wrote on. Okay, 9 to 11 inches. We want this part to be 11 inches. Look at me do math in my head real quick. So we'll just do 11 inches, and then we're just going to set this to the side for a minute. So then we've got this little scrap we can just set off and keep for something that we might want. Okay, now I've got 2 pieces of paper here. We're going to make 4 little pockets in this little doodad. So I want these to be, and because printer paper isn't, what I'm using isn't real heavy, I'm going to be able to do both of these at the same time and cut them. Oh, thanks, Jeannie. Yeah, I got a haircut. It was looking pretty shaggy. I got a gal to give me a haircut, and so she did a great job. Hey, Wendy. Good morning. So let's go ahead, and this one we are going to cut at, we want 8 inches long. So I'm just going to turn it this way and cut both of them to 8 inches. Always keep your scraps. If nothing else, you might use it for a little bit of scratch paper to take some notes on, right? And then this way we're going to cut it at 6.5 inches. Okay. And now we're going to score them. I'm only going to score them one at a time. And be real careful when you're scoring printer paper, because it's not real heavy, so you don't want to get real carried away. So we're going to score it at 1.5 inches. And if you've got one of these trimmers that have the little divot down here, the track, you've already got a great little place to use to score. Words are hard. And then 4.5 inches. And so then we'll just do the other one as well. So just real carefully do that. So again, 1.5 and 4.5. Hey, Helen. Good morning, Sue. Some of you it might be past morning though for some of you. Okay, so 1.5 and 4.5. And this is going to give us a 3-inch space to use for our little pockets. So now we're just going to simply fold them. And remember, you want to fold where your little valley is right here that you've just scored. You want to fold that away, because that's already stretched the fibers in that direction, so it's going to fold better that direction. And I know I always say it seems counterintuitive, because for me it does anyway. Okay, so now because this paper is not real thick, I'm just going to use some tape runner on this, some double-sided tape. Man, I haven't talked to I've barely talked to anybody yet this morning, so I've been up a while, but nobody to talk to. So let's go ahead and let's just run this all the way down here. And I want to get it close. I wish I would have just opened it to do that. Then I didn't have to worry about if I got it on my paper. So we're going to put it on that side. And then to make sure that I don't have a big gap in my, or not a gap, what am I trying to say? So I don't have a big loose piece. I'm going to do it on that side too. And then just press it together. So this is what I mean. So when you do both sides together, you don't have it real loose here. It's sealed down real nice. So for a pocket that you might want to be sticking some things in, that's what I would recommend. So let's go ahead and fold this one too. You guys, this is going together super fast. Super fast. Sometimes I think something will not take me very long, and then I can't believe how long it takes, and then I might even not get done during my time. And it's just like, oh, that was crazy. Well, this double-sided adhesive is kind of going wonky there. And a lot of times you might want to even, okay, so we put that on the inside there. Let's fold this one out and put it on the outside edge. If you put something that's like a non-stick surface under there, if you get it on your work surface, it's not going to matter. So let's go ahead and fold this together. And then just give that a nice press. And you might want to open it up and make sure you didn't get any of that glued together. There wouldn't be much of a pocket if they get glued together, right? Okay, so now we're going to cut these, and we're just going to cut them at 4 inches in half. So that'll just be in half. This will make our little pockets 4 inches high. So just cut each of them at 4 inches. What have you guys been up to this weekend? Did you do anything crafty? So now I can set that out of the way. Now we're just going to take them and we're going to lay them down. I'm just going to put some adhesive, let me think about this for 1 second. You know, I am going to put a little bit of glue on the very bottom here. Now this isn't going to matter because nobody's going to really see this part. So let's put a little bit at the bottom of each one. Let's make sure they're all facing the same direction here. I don't want to put one to where the seam is showing. And if I just don't see you, sometimes our people get blocked, or not blocked, they're hidden from us. So we don't always get a chance to see everybody. So I'll go back and find everybody. So if you have a question or something, I'll be looking after a while and I'll be able to answer those questions that you might have. Okay, now this is the interesting part. I love how this works. Now let's go ahead, except let's do this part first so we can put them right into this. We are going to score this at 4, oh my goodness, I wish I had my little piece of paper I wrote on. Well, I know we're going to have 2 inches here. Well, I got to do it this way. 2 inches here for our little flap. We did 9, 4 and a half, 4 is 9, 10, 11. Yeah, this is for 2 inches. Look at me having to think about that math. And I should have done it on the other way. Well, actually, this paper is a little bit firm. And so I am going to do it on both sides. So we're going to do it at 4. And then we want this one to be, get 4. So that would be, this has to be at 9, I think. No, it doesn't. Oh my gosh. So we need this to be, oh, I planned for these to be 4.5. Okay, let's just go ahead and do this side. Oh, you guys, am I confusing you yet? I'm almost confusing myself. Okay, so I know it's 4.5 because doubled it was 9. So we'll do 4.5. Okay, so now we're going to flip it over so we can do both sides. And I already did that side, so I need to do the other side. Okay. And let's just make sure it's going to be real easy to fold. So when you do it on, when you score on both sides, it makes it a little bit easier. And then I'm going to go ahead and use a paper trimmer, or not trimmer. I'm going to snip these corners. I'm going to use a corner rounder. I tried to use this one the other day, and I had used more than one layer of paper, and it was more than that little thing could take. It could not handle that. Okay, so now we've got our little cover, just like this. That's not folding real good. And so it's always a good thing to, you know, fold them up and make sure they fold easy like you want them. And if not, you can kind of, you know, maneuver them into place just by using your fingers on them, right? Okay. So now we're going to take these and we're going to start putting them into the bottom. I'm going to use a tiny bit of glue on the bottom here. And you're probably thinking, what in the world would I ever do with this? You could put stamps in it. You might put some of your real small pieces of ephemera to use. And this could have been a little bit more narrow if we wanted. And I'm going to just place it above that score line. And you can see, this is why I like to score a couple of times on a piece of heavier paper to give it a less of a chance to do some of this cracking. And even at that, this time, that already did that. So now this time, I'm going to go ahead and, which side did I do? I'm going to put a little bit of glue down here. And then just a tiny bit right down the center. It doesn't take much. We're just going to adhere them in place like that. And then just put this one on here. And we're just going to layer them like that. We'll do the other two just the same way. So make sure you've got the bottom. We can just do it all on this one piece actually. I'm just going to put a tiny bit across the bottom and then one down the center. And I'm real happy with the way doing both sides of the little pocket, the edges to make that center seam. I'm real happy with the way that turned out. They're real straight, so that was a good, oh, now this one could have been the other way. Some of them have their seam to the side. And you know, actually, that's not a bad idea to have your seam in some different places, because then the bulk, it's not so bulky. And then just up the center there. I have to go back and watch the replays today. I didn't get a chance to see everybody. Okay, now we are going to be able to just pull this apart. And actually, I think it would be best to even put a tiny bit on the middle of this back one. That way it'll lay down and it'll be right there when we pull it open. Okay. So there we go. And now look, it kind of makes this little accordion pocket to open it like this. And you can put your little things in here. You can put stamps in here. You can put some little ephemera. Now look how, and you know, just a few pieces, but look how cute that would be to get in the mail, right? And so on this one, I am going to, I'm going to trim this down just a hair. It's got a little bit sticking out on the side. I'm just going to take my scissors. And that's one thing nice about these long scissors. Oh, I bet I only, nah. I wonder which was too long, the front or the back part. Oh my goodness, now my scissors want to go straight and I can't even get it out to the edge. There, that's a little bit better. Except this one still needs just a little bit trimmed off. It must not have been super square when I cut it. There we go. So now I don't have anything of this part hanging out for the flap because I really didn't like that. Okay, now we need something to keep it closed, right? I've got these little Velcro pieces. And let's see, let me make sure I've got a top and a bottom. If you don't have both pieces, it's not going to stick. So, oh, they're really sticky on this carrier sheet. Wow, that's super sticky. So I'm just going to put a little piece right there. And this way you don't even have to measure where it needs to be, because they'll just stick. I gotta see which one I used. You know, one side is kind of soft and fluffy, and the other side is kind of rough and has those little grooves. I don't even know what you would call them. And then I want to make sure this is as straight. I don't have any hanging out the edge. And then I just press it down, and then it's ready to go. So then it just pops open like that. Now this, you know, I think I'm going to trim a tiny bit off of this part of the flap. Actually, I'm going to, let's see, we had plenty of room. I'm going to cut about, I'm going to go ahead and cut like a 1/2 inch off of that. And I think I'll even round the corners on that as well. Hey, Joni. There we go. And then you can see the pockets are sticking out there now, but that's okay. Then you can see, well, there's actually something in there. And so then you've got that, and we could add a little bit of ribbon here. Let's see what it is, my ribbon. Here's some pretty green ribbon. I think that'll be kind of different, so I'm just going to use that. Good morning, Stephanie. How are you? And it doesn't need to be real big, because this isn't a real large little project. And this is some of that, I think this is organza ribbon. It's very thin and lightweight. So if you're looking at something that you would want to pop in a card, you'd still want to keep it rather flat and not real heavy. Of course, I still maintain that even sending a piece of mail that costs, you know, even though we don't really like how postage keeps going up, it's still cheaper than I could drive it somewhere, right? Oops, I miscut that. So it's still a bargain, you guys. Popping something in the mail, even if it's a little bit oversized. Now, I'm not going to say that about shipping a lot of things, but, you know, just regular little mail, it's just not that much in the scheme of things. So I'm just going to pop a little dot of glue on here and put this on here. There's so many ways you can do a closure, but this is just, you know, just a cute little thing like this. And then if you're thinking, now I got to hold this for a second. Let me just set this to the side. And I've got another fun little thing to show you that you could pop into a card, or, you know, like a journal page or whatever you want to use it for. I want to know, how many of you actually mail something anymore? Do you actually send something in the mail often? Or do you have you just kind of quit doing that? Well, I had a little piece of pink paper there. Hang on one second. I don't want to do this with the paper that I've used for the cover here, because this cover is, that paper is a little bit heavy. Let me find something kind of fun here. Okay, this is just a little 6x6 paper pad I've had forever. And this is an easy one that you can add into something. That's great, you guys. Hey, Judy. So this one you're just going to fold. I should move this out of the way so it's not distracting. Let me pick up some things here. So you want to just fold this in, and this is just a little 6x6 piece of paper. So you're just going to fold it, and you don't have to measure it at all. Just going to go half and half. And then you're going to fold it the other direction and fold it like this. So it's a triangle. Okay. And now, and you can decide which way you want to be on the top or the bottom. But now you've got these little places here that'll fold up into the corner, and you can fold that like that, and then the other one in the same way. And now you've got this cute little square that if you were to put this in a card, you know, you can open it like this. And you've got two places that are square. And so this would be, this is a 3-inch square. So you could either put a small photo here, you could mat it so that you've got some white space there, and then put whatever you want on there. And then I wanted to show you how, so this is the regular size, like a half sheet card, like the 5.5 by 4.25 when it's folded. So that's a real typical size that we use for cards, for making cards, right? Let me see what you guys are saying. And Mary says she sends things out. Hey Linda, I didn't see you sneak in here. And let's see. Judy says she sends things. Melanie sends things. Mary, Stephanie, yeah. I tell you, it's just people like to get stuff. And if you want to send something and it's a little bit of happy mail, I think that's always fun. So this size, I just wanted to show you that either of these sizes, and let's say, you wanted to write something over here, you could put or you have a greeting or whatever you want to stamp over here maybe, then you've still got room over here to open this up. And it's real flat. And so that would be a real fun surprise to put into a card. And if you wanted to use this, look at this. I mean, this fits in this size card just perfect. And so now we've got that. Okay, that should be adhered on well enough to open it up. And so you could put stamps in here. Maybe you've got some fun little things that you have for ephemera and you want to share. And you could pop some of these down. And if you wanted to make one of these for yourself to divide up something that you were using for a project, look how perfect that would be. Maybe you want to put real small ones in this size, maybe, a little bit bigger. Oh, and you know what? I just happened to think all these pockets wouldn't have to be the same size. Maybe you make your front one a little bit smaller to get to some of these really small things. I mean, once you start putting things that are about this size in and they filter their way down here to the bottom, they're going to be kind of hard to find. But some stamps or whatever, you could put some tags. Make some little basic tags, have a few of those stuck in here that you could have handy. And even if it's just some of your little strips that you have, you could pop those in and then, do whatever you want to when you're ready to make your tags. So lots of things that you could do with just a cute little thing like that, right? Hey, Sandra. And just a fun little easy thing to pop into a card or whatever. So I hope that gives you an idea of something you might add into a card. I like to come to offer those ideas. There's so many, and I thought it would be fun to do some of those once in a while with you. Thanks, Mary. I love it. Yeah, a cute little, yes, you could put even a gift card in there. That's a great idea, Stephanie. You could put a gift card and, add something else in there. I'm surprised I usually have like some kind of gift card or something here to be able to use for, I use them as a tool. I guess that's the easiest way to describe it. I use them as a tool. And back to this deal here where it's kind of cracked. A lot of times you can use some washi tape on these and, and it really helps. What I like to do sometimes is I will even take a tiny bit of my glue and glue it, just put it on here and just rub that real little thin layer on there. And that way it'll kind of hold those fibers together to keep them from getting any worse and like completely tearing apart. And when you've got a glue that dries clear, oh, and I can see on this side, see how this is really starting to, do that over there. So I need to put that, and I think knowing that it's doing that on this piece, I'm going to run this little bead of glue all the way across. and then just wipe it on, just so that it's not, a real obvious thing. And once that's dry, it's such a small amount that it's going to easily be able to still fold up, right? So it's not going to be a problem for that at all. So you guys, this is really, this has been a fun little project. I hope that you have liked it. And let me go back here. I hope you've had a wonderful day with us. I'm the last one today for our Crafty Bunch Monday. Oh, what did we say it was? Crafter's Choice. Oh my gosh. I'll be on tomorrow too. No, so I've got something else. I'll be live tomorrow. And we're going to do a fun little pop-up card tomorrow. And it's perfect just in time, like for Mother's Day. So you should pop over. I'll put I think it's already, I think I have the time already on my page. But thanks so much for joining me today and hanging with me during my chaos. So you guys, I will see you later. If you're watching on YouTube and you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to do that too. And if you are on here and you haven't followed me, I'd love for you to do that on Facebook too. So you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.